All right, hello, back again. I'm coming at you here with another video. After the first one that I did, I received many very genuine responses from you, and I could see that the knowledge that I'm sharing here is providing great support for many of you. So, yeah, I was motivated to do another video. And I think it is really important to speak about the benefits of breathing meditation and the role that the breathing meditation is playing in overcoming retroactive jealousy. Because it helped me. It was such a great, it did a great difference for me. It transformed my way of thinking, my way of perceiving reality, and turned my world into a much calmer place, much more peaceful place. And yeah, I can imagine that many of you never really bothered with breathing meditation because you thought, yeah, that's only something that Buddhist monks do, or it's only for someone who is extremely religious, or you have to have a connection to Buddhism. But it's really not like that, because meditation, it has been around for a very long time when you look back into human history. And the mind of every human being can really benefit from the breathing meditation technique. And you don't have to be a Buddhist to do it. I'm not a Buddhist myself. And I just want to tell you that just like 1 month ago, I spoke to two different friends of mine, and they had different problems. One of them, he had a problem with addiction, and the other friend of mine, he had a problem with a head injury, and he had constant headaches all the time. He had difficulties remembering things. He had difficulties understanding when people were talking to him. So due to his head injury, his whole life seemed to worsen, or seemed to become more negative. And in both cases of these two different friends and these two different problems, I wholeheartedly recommended them to try the breathing meditation. And when I talked to them, I think they really realized that I was coming from a very genuine place. I was coming from a place where I myself had a great experience with breathing meditation, and it did so much for me. So they realized that what I was telling them was really authentic. It comes from an authentic place. And they both gave it a shot. And the most important thing when you do this breathing meditation is that you do it regularly, that you do it daily. And they both gave it a shot. And after like 2 or 3 weeks, they came back at me, and they both told me a very, very similar thing. They told me, yeah, since you recommended this to me, I really could saw like there are definitely benefits to this technique, and I'm really willing to do it. I'm really willing to stick to it, and to do it for the future of my life. And they both experienced the benefits of it, and they had two really different kind of problems, but in both cases it really helped them a great deal. And this is just like 3 weeks after I recommended it to them. So yes, also as last time in my presentation, I will be mostly drawing here, and you will be listening to my voice. So with the breathing meditation, I also was talking about it in my last presentation. What do you need for that? Basically, you only need, when you start out, you can start with 5 to 10 minutes when you're starting, when you're new to it. 5 to 10 minutes every day. I do it every morning. And now I'm starting to do it twice a day. But if you just start out with it, just do it every morning. Also, my two friends, they did it every morning for 10 to 15 minutes. But just when you start fresh, you can start with 5 to 10 minutes. And what you do actually, and I will also link for you a video in the description. I will link a video where everything is explained in great detail, like a 6-minute long video where someone explains it for you, and I will link it in the description. Check it out. There you can see the whole process. But basically, it's just you here. This is your mind here. Are your eyes, your mouth, your nose. So it's you in a comfortable place, and you can just sit there, sit comfortably. You don't have to do this lotus. You don't have to do this special way of sitting that the monks do with the crossed legs. You just do whatever feels comfortable for you. Just make sure you're in a silent place, and you're breathing in through your nose, and you're breathing out again through your nose. And your attention, this is the most important thing, your attention is always on your breathing. But your attention will wander because it's the nature of our human thinking, of our mind. Your attention will wander to thoughts of the past, to mental images, just like your thoughts, But then you just notice that, oh, I have my thoughts, my attention is going elsewhere, and you're coming gently back to your breath. And you do that for the whole time of 5 to 10 minutes. And I would recommend you to set a timer on your phone, because if you don't have a timer, you risk that thoughts would come up which ask you, hey, is the time already over? I'm sitting here for quite some time. I think, how long does it take? All these thoughts will come up. But if you know that you have set a timer, you can just relax, and your phone will remind you when the time is over. Yeah. So you sit there and you focus on your breath. But please check out the video that I link in the description for all the details on the process. So now, what I really want to talk about in this video is how exactly this breathing meditation will benefit you overcoming the retroactive jealousy. And during my experience of breathing meditation, I've been doing it now for like 5 months or so, and it changed. It made all the difference. I wouldn't do this video for you guys if it wasn't such a great help. And as I also told you in the last video, I have no book for you to sell. I have no program for you to sell. I'm just giving you all the information I have on the topic, because I know that you can really go through hell or through I know how negative, what kind of a negative world you can experience when suffering from retroactive jealousy. So I promised myself that if I ever get out of it, I would just help other guys. And I'm really helpful that my own state of mind really changed for the best, and right now I'm in a much better place than I was before, that I was without this knowledge. So on your way of doing the breathing meditation, you will come across different steps, you will come across different realizations, and you will attain different different kind of benefits. And right now I want to talk about the first thing that you will benefit from. The first thing that you will realize is that you become much more present. And this is one thing that really it really helps you so much with dealing with retroactive jealousy, because what you are doing, you're constantly living in the illusion that the past is still alive. But guess what? The past only feels like the past if you're not living in the present. If you are truly present with your senses, with your mind, with your thoughts, if you're truly present, there is no past. If you're truly present, you realize that the past is over. You realize that the past, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. And when you will come to this place. I promise you, you will come to this place when you do the breathing meditation every day. You will come to this mindset of just being effortlessly present, nearly all the time. Because people who don't do this meditation, if you go out, how can I say, like most humans, if you go out, you will see like in their faces, you will see like this. Also, if you're in the bus or in the train, you will see like people just like staring into the distance, this kind of look on the face, and they're just like staring into the distance. And what does that mean? That means that their minds are mind wandering. They are somewhere in their thoughts. They're somewhere believing that their thoughts have some kind of reality. They are living in an illusion at this point. You know this expression on the face. So most of the people, like 60% of their day, they are mind wandering. They're not in the present. But the present is the only thing, the now is the only thing that is real at this moment. It's the only thing that is alive. Everything else is dead and doesn't exist. Everything else is just a story in your head. It's just thoughts that you believe in, or just thoughts passing by your mind, So becoming present will do such a great difference in becoming more calm, becoming more relaxed, coming into reality, coming into the now. And you will become effortlessly present when you're sticking to the breathing meditation, because your attention during the whole day will be on your breathing. What does that do? Firstly, when your attention is on your breathing, then you're automatically in the now, because your breathing can only take place in the now. You cannot breathe with your former self. You cannot breathe in the past. You cannot breathe in the future, right? When your attention is on your breathing, you're in the moment. You're in reality. If your attention is on the breathing, you will breathe more calmly. This is the second point. If you're focused on your breathing and just letting the breathing happening, you will become much more relaxed. It just calms your whole mind down. It calms you down. It calms your nervous system. Maybe you have realized when you have like some quote unquote negative thought, realize, just go within for a moment, and you will see that your breathing has stopped for a moment. For a moment, you're not really breathing correctly anymore, because your thoughts are telling you, oh, now is the time to be really, what is going on here? Now is the time to be really shocked, and you're not breathing correctly for a certain moment. Yeah. So if your breathing is flowing all the time effortlessly, then you will experience a much calmer reality, a much calmer world. We will just perceive everything differently, in a calmer way, in a more relaxed way. So, okay. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about is exactly this. Your reality becomes more calm when you do the breathing meditation. And just give it some time, Don't do it effortlessly, the breathing meditation. Don't think while you do the breathing meditation, the benefits, when are the benefits coming? How long does it take? Can I already feel this? Can I already experience these benefits? Do it effortlessly. I promise you, it's a promise. I really promise it, that if you do that, if you just focus on the breathing meditation without being entangled into these thought stories that you have about, the benefits should be coming right now, how long does it take? If you just do it effortlessly, I promise you that the benefits will come, like they did for everyone that I recommended this and for everyone who tried it out. Okay, so your reality will become much more calmer. Your world will become a much more calm place. You will begin to perceive other humans more positively. You will begin to perceive other humans as less dangerous, so to say. In general, your fear of like strangers, or your fear of the unknown, your fear of everything basically will just decrease. It will just like, you won't experience fear anymore the way you did it before when you're sticking to this breathing meditation. And also science, like studies have shown that your brain changes with the breathing meditation. It changes. You can read it. You can read about it all over the internet. There is a part in your brain that is responsible for your fear, that you are experiencing fear. And this part of the brain, it gets less and less stimulated when you're doing the breathing meditation. Not only when you're doing the meditation, but for your whole day, your brain will change. Not only when you're doing the meditation, just like your whole experiencing of a day, your whole experience of life will change, because your brain and your perception of the world is changing. Okay. So, okay, because this gives you such a great hope. Because maybe when you were suffering from retroactive jealousy, you thought, so nobody can change the past. Nobody can change the past, so this problem will also never change. This problem will always stay the same. But no, it won't stay the same, because what you can change is your perception of things. Your perception of the world is greatly changing. Your brain is changing. So you can, even though you cannot change the past, you can greatly, immensely change how you perceive it, how you see it, and how much it affects you, how much what kind of emotions appear in you, and also how often during the day does the imaginary past, because I say imaginary past because the past doesn't exist anymore, it only exists in a thought concept, like you're in your thoughts. Also, if you are watching a movie, I mean, are you actually aware that if you are watching a movie, like if you go to the cinema, this is a recording of the past, right? You are not actually watching Nicolas Cage running through a corridor, or running. You're not watching Nicolas Cage fighting off some bad guys in a movie. What you are actually watching are pixels on a screen. But you are not aware of that, because your thoughts are so immersed into the picture that all these pixels, they make a picture for you. Like all your thoughts are making a picture in your head, and you're so believing that this still exists, that you're so absorbed by your thoughts. and you're so absorbed by a movie. But what you're actually watching in the now are just pixels on a screen. And why is that? Because the past isn't alive anymore. Have you ever tried to feel the heartbeat of a photograph? Have you ever tried to speak to someone in a movie? The people are not alive. Your former self is not alive anymore. If so, if the former self of your partner or your girlfriend is alive right now, then call the former self right now. You are constantly thinking about ghosts, about dead persons somehow. You're constantly going to the graveyard. You know what I mean? Okay. So yes, fear is a very central, a very basic emotion in human nature, and it is also the origin of much of suffering. It's the origin of many negative thoughts. But by doing the breathing meditation, you can really diminish. You can become near fearless. People who have trained breathing meditation for years, they don't experience fear anymore the way that you were used to experience fear. It really transcends. It really changes into a much more peaceful experience. Okay, so I'm really sorry for these technical hiccups here, these technical problems, but just stay with me. There is some more knowledge to come here for you. I have some more things to share. Okay, now we're coming to the last part of this presentation. And the last part is breathing meditation helps you to realize what is real and what is not real. What is real is whatever surrounds you right now. The present is real. Whatever you can touch, whatever you can feel, whatever you can smell here, that is real. That's reality. And all your thought concepts in your head, like this is a bad thought, this is a good thought, this is a bad table, this is a good, all your ratings that you have in your head, all your stories that you're making about things, that's not real. That's your personal, that's an illusion, really. That's just a thought concept that you believe in so much that it becomes real in your perception. So many things that are responsible for your suffering are just stories that you tell in your head, or just thought concepts. So for me, I can tell you from my personal experience with dealing with retroactive jealousy, one thing, for example, is that as a man in this society, as a man, somehow there is a concept in the head of a man. There is a concept for some people, for some humans, that they buy into, that they believe in, is that if your girlfriend had like a sexual encounter with another human being, which is not yourself, because it's another human being, that makes the former self of your girlfriend had a sexual encounter with a human being that is not yourself. That makes your girlfriend in the present, that made her somehow dirty. That this somehow made her less pure, so to say. But all these things are just concepts. It's just a thought. Of course, your girlfriend is not in reality less pure of a being than she was in the past, you know. Of course, I mean, this is just a thought. It's just a thought that I don't know where we picked it up. Somewhere on our development from child to now, from the child former self to now, we acquired this concept that if another human being was with the former self of your girlfriend, this makes her now dirty, or this somehow took some of her worth, you know. So it made her less worthy, or less valuable, you know. But if you really realize and perceive that this is just a thought in your head, this is just a concept in your head, you really see the absurdity. You really see how absurd it is. It's just something that some of the people that suffer from retroactive jealousy have believed in it so much that they are suffering from this thought. But the thought actually has no real existence. I mean, now, meet your partner, meet your girlfriend right now. Show me in reality, how is she less valuable right now? Or how is she like somehow not pure anymore? Show me in reality. Where is the proof for that? It's just a thought concept. And by doing the breathing meditation, you will realize that behind all of these thought concepts that you are living in, behind of all these thoughts, here, if this is your mind here, this is your mind, this is your true self, this is the thing behind your face, behind your personality, everything, all these thought concepts, your true self in your mind, actually not only in your mind, because this is a topic for the next video, but in your consciousness, in your awareness, there are thoughts arising, a thought coming up. And while you're doing the breathing meditation, you become more aware of these thoughts. And then the next question you have to ask yourself is, who is aware of these thoughts? Who is aware that you are thinking? And you come to the conclusion that reality, or you yourself, are not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are experiencing thoughts. You can watch them like clouds coming and going, but they have no real existence. And you are asking yourself, who is aware of these thoughts? Who is aware that you are thinking? Who is this consciousness that is looking through your eyes right now on the screen, that is watching my drawings here? Who is behind your face? But this is the topic for the next video actually. But it's a very interesting thought. Who is this consciousness that is behind your imagined personality that you have, that is made up of your job, of the things that you do, the things that you're good at, the things that you're bad at? Who built this whole personality around yourself, this whole thought construct? Who is building this thought construct? Who is behind your face? Who is thinking these thoughts? You know what I mean? But this is it's a very deep and it's a very interesting topic, and it will ultimately lead you to the realization. It will ultimately change your perception of other humans, because behind their thought concepts, behind their bodies, behind the faces that belong to them somehow, there is something else. There's a true self in every human. There is a consciousness in every human. And in some humans it is more awake, and in some humans some humans are more aware of it, and some humans are less aware of it. But this is the topic for the next video, and it will be very, very interesting. And I just hope that I could show you that the benefits are crucial for overcoming retroactive jealousy. It's a promise. I just promise this to all of you. if you stick to this breathing meditation, if you watch the video that I link in the description, and if you just do it regularly, that's the most important thing. If you just do it regularly, every day, every morning, and you stick to it, I promise you that your retroactive jealousy, the way how you deal with it, the way you perceive it, the way it bothers you, it will just change completely. Just your state of mind, it will just get better and better. And this is a promise. Okay. So if you have any more further questions, please write them in the comments. I will be glad to answer them. And also watch my last video that I did on the topic. I'm sure it will also help you. And yeah, thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.